So I have had the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra since it was released, but I've been using my iPhone 14 Pro Max as my main device, but it's time to switch. And today I'm going to be showing you guys my personal experience switching to the Galaxy S23 Ultra from the iPhone 14 Pro Max, so let's get started. So first thing is, how hard was it to switch to the Samsung S23 Ultra? It honestly wasn't super hard. All I had to do was go into the App Store and download Smart Switch, and then just receive data from iPhone or iPad. And you just hook into US Type-C to Lightning cable or adapter, and it took about an hour to transfer like 10,000 photos, some apps, messages, contacts, etc. And honestly, it was very fast. It did take a little while, but considering how much stuff it transferred, it was faster than I was expecting. So switching was probably one of the slowest parts and probably one of the worst parts of switching to the S23 Ultra. Some of the best things about switching to the S23 Ultra, for me at least, is the S Pen. I absolutely love the S Pen just because, you know, it's a stylus built right into your phone. And it's great for, let's say, drawing within notes. It's very nice to use. And if you do get tired of the small form factor of the regular S Pen that's built in, and if you have gotten a Z Fold or a folding device in the past, you can also use the S Pen Fold Edition on your S23 Ultra. Now, for some reason, I did notice that a lot of the time only the eraser works with it, which is kind of weird, but I mean, you can use both if you wanted, say, use that and then just erase with the S Pen. But honestly, I know a lot of reviewers say they don't use the S Pen like hardly ever, but I find myself using it very often, and that's just one of the very good things about switching to the S23 Ultra. One of my favorite things on the S23 Ultra is the awesome battery life. The battery life on this device is one of the best that I've ever used on a smartphone, even the iPhone 14 Pro Max. So the Samsung definitely takes the win for the battery category. It also has some of the most advanced cameras out there when I'm getting very good photos, like you can see here. Very crisp shots with lots of detail and not too much color saturation. And one of the things that I didn't even realize I would love so much is the customization. One UI is one of the most customizable softwares in any smartphone. And I definitely would say it's very similar how you customize the phones with how the wallpapers are set up, even just by pressing and holding the lock screen. And I love how you can customize literally everything up to the keyboard with Keys Cafe. And just how you can change different wallpapers, display panels, everything about your phone is customizable on One UI. And that's probably one of the things I didn't even realize was a thing on iPhone, was just the amount of customization. And you can take your customization game even further with the Good Lock app. So basically what you can do with the Good Lock app is customize every single thing about your phone, from the lock screen to your navigation bars to your keyboard, your lock screen. Everything on your Galaxy device is customizable with the Good Lock app. My favorite customizing tools is found within Wonderland, and you can basically have any 3D wallpaper like this snow town that I think is really cool. And once you set as wallpaper, especially in the winter time, you get this 3D wallpaper, which I think is really cool because you can look almost inside of it, which is absolutely insane. And I think it's one of the best wallpapers on a smartphone. Okay, now for the ecosystem with the Galaxy S23 Ultra. We got smart tags, we got Galaxy Buds, we got Galaxy Watch 5. And honestly, this is the part where a lot of people say that Samsung fails with ecosystems. But honestly, with Galaxy Buds 2 Pro, I think the sound is so much better than on the AirPods Pro 2. Just with the dynamic range, better audio, hi-fi 24-bit audio, which is amazing. Samsung's seamless codec, which is awesome. And then with SmartTag Plus, at least this is what I have, I honestly think it is better than Apple's, AirTags. There we go. I think it's honestly a lot better just with everything that you can do with it. If you just go into Smart Things, tap on the device, you can view on a map where it is, change the volume. And that is the AirTag. As you can see, that's not the phone making that sound. You can change between a number of different ringtones, which I think is really cool. Okay, make that stop. There we go. And like I just said, you can view on a map, even if it is farther away from you. You do have to download it, which I think is kind of weird. But you can just find it on a map wherever it goes. And the same with Galaxy Buds 2. You can view on a map wherever they are. And because this is my second pair of Galaxy Buds 2 Pro, the first pair went through the washer and dryer, which, you know, didn't really do too many good things to it. So I sent it to Samsung to get repaired. And my phone actually tracked it all the way to the Samsung building in Texas. So that was impressive. I didn't even know I could do that. So honestly, when it comes to ecosystems, I would say they're very much similar. And I would say actually Galaxy's ecosystem is slightly better. And even with smartwatches, the Galaxy Watch 5 I prefer over my Apple Watch Series 8. And honestly, I think Samsung actually wins in the ecosystem category. So now for what I think is the most important category, the cameras. The Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, as I'm sure you know, is equipped with the 2000 megapixel main sensor, which is that middle camera, and it can take some absolutely crazy images. And honestly, I'm very impressed with it. Like, it can take photos like this one with a really good macro lens and even ultra wide. It takes very stunning pictures with tons of detail. As you can see, I think honestly that Samsung has the best photo quality out there. As you can see, it gets all of the details of the leaves of the tree, and I honestly think that it did a super good job, especially since it was very hazy due to all the smoke in the area. And as you can see, it got the water really well, it got inside the gorge super well. And I think I definitely prefer my Galaxy for pictures. But when it comes to video, the Galaxy S23 Ultra can shoot an 8K HDR10 plus video, which is absolutely insane. But when it comes to video, for just regular 4K stuff, I would definitely prefer my iPhone. But considering the S23 Ultra can shoot in 8K footage, honestly, I prefer my Samsung for that. And I know Apple went all out on their stabilization mode, but honestly, I think Samsung's is just better. Smoother, has better colors, and honestly, I think it just has a better dynamic range than Apple's super steady mode. And one thing that I thought I definitely would have missed switching to my S23 Ultra was the dynamic island. But honestly, I don't miss it hardly at all. And if you ever do, you can always download Dynamic Spot, which is basically a dynamic island for Android. And the only thing that it doesn't do is when you swipe up for apps, they go into the island. That's one thing it doesn't do, but honestly, I think it does stuff better than on iOS. Our notifications can come through it. You can press and hold, send replies. Let's see, we can say, oh, it's gone. You can say hi. and it has very fluid transitions, animations, and honestly, I would definitely say if you want Dynamic Island, or you're coming from an iPhone that has Dynamic Island to an S23 Ultra, or even just an Android device, I would definitely recommend the Dynamic Spot app, and I will leave a link for the app down in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, and I'll catch you in my next one. See you then.